The title of this is, will Xbox Scorpio, will the power in Xbox Scorpio do more to help them or hurt them? So let's go through it. Back in the day, in 2001, when the original Xbox came out, the OG Xbox, when Bill Gates was standing online, you know what I'm saying? Back then, you had, please share the stream because I'm about to talk some real shit right now. So please share it. Let's get it popping. So the OG Xbox was more powerful than the PlayStation 2. But PlayStation 2 still won that era. So that's one example of power not being the only factor to win a generation. You know what I'm saying? Alex, what up? You know what I mean? Rayan, what up? What's going on? So the second example is this. Xbox 360. Xbox 360 was less powerful than the PlayStation 3, but it beat PlayStation 3 in America. But overall, globally, PlayStation 3 still got the victory. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is, Xbox, Microsoft, their brand, the best, Marcus Grant, what up? John, what up? So the best thing that took place for Xbox success was during the 360 era when they was less powerful. You understand what I'm saying? Jamie, what up? So now the third example I want to say this is Xbox One was less powerful than PS4. But the difference between that analogy is that Xbox One was less powerful, but it was higher priced. And the PS4 was more powerful, but lesser priced. So that comes to value. And at the end of the day, the only thing that matters when it comes to these consoles, the console wars, and everything that we talk about, it all comes down to value, facts. Yo, Bobby, what up? You know what I'm saying? So now I want to break down the reason why I utilize these analogies in terms of power, how it can either help you or hurt you. So thus far, since E3 2016, since the reveal, they've been talking about 4K 60, uncompromised. We got the power. We could do this. We could do that. We're going to be the most powerful console ever. Blah, 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 blah. Their message since they've been speaking about the Xbox Scorpio has been power, 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 power. My bad, y'all. So that's what they've been talking about, preaching the whole time. Power, 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 power. I'm like, yo, Willie, what up? So my thing is, if you're talking so much about power, but then not enough about games where it truly counts, then what does that tell you? Like how are you setting up your system to be? You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing. Power is great, but it's not the only thing. And thus far, for an entire year, it's been nothing but talks about power. Understand what I'm saying? Evan, what up? So I'm going to get to all the questions and stuff like that. I'm going to get to all the questions, yo. So now I want to move on to the next part of the segment, right? The first thing that they showed to represent the power of Scorpio was something that was based off Forza 6. And with Forza 6, that's an old game that already ran great, and they added 4K textures to it, and it looked amazing. That screenshot looked great. You understand? But it's based off something old. You know what I mean? So to me, it's not impressive in terms of, wow, I can't wait for it to come out. It's like, this is a cool feature to bring your old games back to a new status. Joey, what up? So my thing is, it's like, you don't get a second chance at a first impression. So for that to be your first impression of the power that you talk about, it wasn't smart to me to go about it that way, right? So you send out, Digital Foundry to go look at the system. You show them an old game running on the system, and then you show them a tech demo, and that was it. You don't even show them him a brand new game that he can at least speak about, even if he didn't name the title. You didn't know. That's not going to work. Like, you understand? So I felt like they had a good opportunity to do something big and make a big statement, but the statement wasn't made. It was not. So I feel like they dropped the ball on the reveal in terms of what they had to show, but in terms of the specs and the power that it does have in it is extremely impressive. I feel like having 12 gigs and all that is allocated to the UI, so that now you got 8 gigs specifically for gaming, that's gonna be a killer. That's gonna be a killer right there. Yo, Bradley, what up, son? Yo, Money Malls, what's good? It's my dude. So you understand what I'm saying? So I don't think that that was smart, but it is impressive in terms of the what's on paper. You know what I mean? What's on paper. But just to let you know, just because something on paper, you got to have the right team and the right talent to bring that what's on paper to screen in a great way. And we've seen Sony countless times do amazing things with hardware that you thought couldn't even achieve it. So it's all about the developer talent as well. It's not just I got power. Okay? So that's what I want to so that's like the main thing. The second thing I want to talk about is like the 4K 60 frames per second. Now listen, for those that don't know, I graduated big time. I have a system that's coming to me that's gonna blow y'all away. For real, blow y'all the F-U-C-K away. I got a system coming to me that's so crazy. I can't tell y'all yet, but it's coming this month. It is crazy. But anyway, you want to talk about achieving 4K resolution at 60 frames per second, no compromises. Let me explain something to y'all, because I want, you know, I'm gonna give you the truth. A NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 card like can't achieve 4K 60 frames per second by itself. You need at least 2 of those cards, right? Even with a Titan, even with a 1080 Ti, there's certain games that's not going to be able to do 4K 60 in ultra settings in all its full glory. So I want to give y'all the game. I'm gonna put you up on game. What I've like in the world of consoles, right? Obviously, they nowhere near PCs in terms of performance, in terms of what you can achieve. So what Microsoft is saying in terms of 4K gaming, 60 frames per second, no compromises, that's already a lie. Now look, I love what they have in terms of specs right now, and I love what it means for the world of console gamers that only game on console. For those that only game on console and don't game on PC, this is heaven for you. Facts is going to be crazy. But I got to be honest with you. 4K 60 uncompromised is a lie. It's a marketing tool. They will not be able to do it. Period. So what it is what they're going to do is with the 4K 60, they're going to take away a lot of things. Like with 4K, you don't need a lot like anti-aliasing because the image is so sharp that you don't need that extra video memory for anti-aliasing. So they're going to cut that out. And then there's certain features and certain settings that they're not going to have there. You know what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? So either it's going to be a 4K 60 at a low level, or like, you know, but it's not going to be 4K 60 ultra settings. No, it's not going to be that. I'm telling you, okay? You're not going to see that. There's a reason why Microsoft said that the option of 4K 60 is up to the developers and not a requirement. And the reason why is because some games may be able to pull it off because it's less demanding. So they're not lying when they say it. But the major games, like the big titles, even right now with The Division and Watch Dogs 2 and stuff, Ghost Recon, you ain't doing 4K 60 in ultra settings on the Xbox Scorpio. Not happening. ASIF, what's going on? So what I'm trying to explain to y'all is what y'all seeing, what we're seeing right now with Xbox Scorpio is impressive in terms of on paper, but showing Forza 6 with 4K textures as your first impression of the system, that wasn't a smart move to me. Asif, my dude, was good. So now the next segment I want to talk to you about is the battle being more about games and talent as opposed to just power. Now, even when Digital Foundry was talking about the difference between PS4 Pro and the difference, between Xbox Scorpio when you compare the two, even though he said Xbox Scorpio, you know, is more powerful, that's a given. He also mentioned that when you look at games like Horizon Zero Dawn, it still blows him away as to how they are achieving what they're achieving on this PS4 Pro tech standpoint. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So my whole point that I want to tell y'all when it comes to talent is, look, I love Microsoft, I love Sony, I love what they're doing in terms of games and gaming culture. But if you want to keep it 100, if you want to keep it 1,000, right? Sony has the better developers. They got better developers, period, over Microsoft developers. Look, if you look at, like, look, I love my man Sam Lake over at Remedy. You know what they doing over there. You know what I'm saying? Quantum Break to me was amazing. A lot of people hated on that joint, but that joint was fire. You know, Alan Wake was okay to me, you know, but they got a good team over there at Remedy. They got a good team over there at 343 Industries. They got a good team. Like, they really good. But look at them and then look at Naughty Dog. Then look at Sony Santa Monica. Like, let's keep it 100, man. They have better skilled developers on Sony's teams than they do on Microsoft teams. And what I think is happening is maybe it's not so much as just the talent. I feel that Microsoft is not allowing their developers to grow. So I feel like they're just getting bored and getting stale. So they're not pushing themselves as much. And I'm going to give you an example. Like, if you look at Kojima, you know how happy Kojima is to not be doing Metal Gear? And look at what we're getting with Death Stranding. First of all, check this out. Death Stranding, like, just a side piece, just a side talk real quick. If Xbox Scorpio doesn't show anything that looks just as good or better than what we've seen with Death Stranding, God of War, Days Gone, and games like that, if what they show is just on par with that, or if it's not significantly better than that, we will have a problem at E3. Because people going to be like, why am I spending more money if I'm not getting, if everything I'm spending my extra money on is not better than this? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you, there's a lot riding on this. But that was just a little sidebar. Let's get back to the main discussion. Talent is everything. And I feel like, you know, like with Kojima, he was tired of doing Solid Snake. And now we got Death Stranding. Sucker Punch, they did Infamous, but now they doing something else. You know what I'm saying? Sony Ben, they bringing you Days Gone. People need more different things. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you're a developer and you stuck developing the same things over and over time, you got to be creative. And if you're not creative, you're working against yourself instead of for yourself. And the best version of you is not going to come out when people go to play your games. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to bring that to people's attention. You got to understand, currently right now, Sony has better developer talent than Microsoft's developer talent. And as long as that remains true, it don't matter how much power Scorpio is going to have. Like, Sony is winning the war in terms of performance on their games. And the look of them. They're achieving some crazy stuff. So, now the last thing I want to talk about, and this is very important. The way Microsoft is going to hit hard. Yo, I'm telling you. Yo, Alex. Yo, no, of course it's facts, man. You already know what it is, son. So, look. Check it out. The way Microsoft is going to come back strong. Like, I mean, real strong in this battle, in this industry and everything, is if they focus on the culture. And that's it. Like, just focus on the culture. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick. I remember, you know, when I went to my first E3 and I met up with my man Chris Palladino and they had the Xbox Gamer Score blog. Do y'all remember the Gamer Score blog back in the day that Xbox had? And then something took place and they had to get rid of it. You never, ever, 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 ever get rid of anything that embraces, embodies, and uplifts the culture of who you sell to. of who you work with. You never, ever, ever do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't treat your core fan base as disposable, as a disposable medium. You do not do that. So they got rid of the Gamerscore blog. Then they went from the Xbox 360 Hardcore Gamer platform to the Xbox One We Could Do Everything Entertainment box. No, you do not do that. PlayStation 3 made that mistake, but they bounced back with these great exclusives. That's why they was able to do what they did. You do not do that. So with Xbox Scorpio, I feel like they have to get back to the culture. They got to do more grassroots, real shit with real people that love games. Period. Now, the problem that I'm feeling right now is that right out the gate, their message was about power. So if you talking about all this power, we better see it. And it better be significantly better than what we see with PS4 Pro. Because if it's not, it's going to be a problem. And I'm telling you right now, I could bet it all. I bet the house on it. I bet the house on it. After seeing a game like Death Stranding, after seeing God of War, after seeing these games, out the gate, Xbox Scorpio is not going to have like games that's going to just dominate that. First of all, it takes time to learn a system to get the most out of it. So it's going to take you a good like 2 years, 2 to 3 years to really get nitty gritty and knee deep into how this system is truly going to perform. You know, you understand what I'm saying? So like this is just facts. So the question is this: will Xbox Scorpio's power be more helpful to them, or will it do more damage to them, depending on how they come at the industry this time around? Understand? This is crazy.